G'day folks, and welcome back to the channel for episode number 22 of our cold Trozan Skyshard Spellbreaker playthrough, where I'm just gonna quickly duck in here into the Spined Cove and go say hi to Barrens Radlith, my old friend, my old buddy, my old pal, and just see if he hasn't got a new shield for me. Also level 64, good. Just pushing all the buttons that I forgot to push. Same as last episode, I've been playing a lot of Grim Dawn, and the buttons are all wrong again in my head. Okay, Hoarfrost is definitely one I want. So Hoarfrost there is that Flash Freeze proc. This is, I think, going to be my new shield. Much bigger numbers on the cold damage percentage, and the protection I believe is, yep, physical resistance. So this is not quite perfect, but it is very nice. I will take 14% Phys Res over, I mean, Staunch and Vitality are both pretty good. I will be losing a large chunk of actual hit points, but getting the Phys Res will be very good. There is, however, one fly in the ointment there, and that is I need 602 physique, and I have, what, six attribute points to get it? Should be doable. So with that in mind, we're pumping physique again. I want this up to about 600 for this, and then probably not much higher. What else we got? 65, we get new gloves, new pants, new boots. Whether we end up using them or not, I'm not sure. I definitely like all three of these though, so I will try to make it work. However, I've got what I was here for. This is, I don't even know how many times I've killed this guy, probably only 10 or so to get that. You're not going to get on a shield, you're not going to get any kind of offensive cold damage procs. This is pretty much as good as it gets, so I'm pretty happy with that, and we'll use that when we get to it. Right, so with that said, last episode we ended in Twin Falls. Specifically, we'd already finished clearing through Twin Falls, and we were up to the Arkovian Undercity. I'm just going to clear... You know what? I should be alright to do this without clearing these out. Oh, they're dead anyway. We have 2 more skill points to spend. Now what I had been doing is pumping the Nightblade bar in order to get to Blade Spirit, and we'll probably put either Rumor or Altos on that. Undecided as of yet which one. As far as the Arcanist goes, I definitely want to get more points in Inner Focus and also in Overload. Overload for the offensive ability and the Aether resistance, and Inner Focus basically for the offensive ability. Now our offensive ability is, let's say 1500, so another 1% is going to be plus 15. 1 point here is only 11 points, so at least in theory this one is better. As far as the Nightblade goes, I am really tempted to just smash the next 15 levels into the bar, put 1 point in Blade Spirit, and call this done. Probably 1 in Elemental Awakening as well. I think that's what I'm going to do. If I do end up needing these points back, I can always respec them. But I think that's going to be the plan. And with that said, there's now no more excuse to not go through the Arkovian Undercity. So, let's wander on over and stop trying to open the map with Tab instead of with M. I will put up a post separately, but I'll mention it here as well. I'm going to do another live stream Friday night Sydney time in Australia for Path of Exile. It's going to be midnight on Friday, so 12 AM Saturday morning sort of thing. And I will put up a post separately for that and have proper time zones for the 90% of the channel who's in America. I'm not even going to try and convert that, but it's the same time as these videos usually come out. I may do it an hour earlier. We'll see what happens. Regardless, I will make a decision on the exact time and put it in a post. So please come by and have a chat. Would be very much appreciated. And the other 2 streams I have done were pretty good. Never really had more than 4 or 5 people, but for a channel of only 500 subs, that's not bad. Gives me a chance to chat with you guys as well, see what you think about Grim Dawn, see what you think about Path of Exile. Get some feedback that's a little more real time. It's definitely something I enjoyed as well. Although again, with only a handful of people, there's not a huge amount of chatting going on. We can probably skip through a lot of this stuff. I will poke my head out and get the portal here. And I think I am also going to resume regular Grim Dawn stuff. I've absolutely binged on Path of Exile. So in the last, 5 days, I put in about a day and a half. Well, okay, so my slash played on Path of Exile says 2 days, but I know for a fact that I left the computer on overnight a couple of times, so it's probably a day to a day and a half, maybe. Maybe a day and 4 hours or something like that. Yeah, I'm having great fun with it. If you haven't tried it, I'd recommend it. It's definitely a good game. And I did just notice that even though this has a 2-minute cooldown, I've successfully let it fall off. So I definitely need to be paying more attention to that. Let's get this as well. So that is likely one we already have. It is indeed. Already got that one too. You can hang on to those and sell them in a shop, or do what I did and throw them on the ground. It is up to you what you choose to do. Okay, Bone Shard, Lacerator, Legionnaires Triumph. I think those are both weapons. No, it's a belt. Okay. Either way, I'm not using them. Oh, I forgot that the pickup button exists. Pickup items button. Okay, so what do we get? We got a lightning belt, which is no good. Empowered Final March is decent as an all-purpose pair of boots. Aether and Chaos Res being a little bit rarer or a little bit harder to cap. Slow resistance is nice. It's just okay. Nothing really stands out, but they're good boots. And the rest of that is no good for us. I've pretty much given up as well at this point on getting what's his name? Is it Zarthuzalan? The Cold Tome. I will look into that at level, probably sometime in Ultimate, if not at level 100. This shield specifically, just has way too many amazing bonuses for us. All 3 of those are skills we use, and shredding an extra 25% cold resist is really, really good, even if only 10 of it is actually applied to bosses. Alright, so second floor of the Arkovian Undercity, words are hard. We are here for a couple of named undead, one of which is here, Laudos Vagra. And the basic idea is we kill the 2 of them, we get to the 3rd level, and you actually don't need to go there unless you want the shrine. So if you maybe did Forgotten Gods in normal, and you happen to be finished with your devotion points at this point, you definitely do not need to go and fight Jeez, what's his name? You take a week off from a game and you forget everything. Kilrian. Kilrian's his name. You definitely only need to fight him if you still need devotion points, and if you're worried about him, say for example your vitality resistance is rubbish, then you can skip him and get your devotion points elsewhere. There are definitely more than enough points. I think there's almost 3 times as many devotion shrines as there are points you can actually have. So you definitely can skip a few. I must look into it actually. There might be enough devotion shrines for you to only do the ones that require you to fight and still cap your points. I'll have to look into that. Would be interesting for a challenge. Just you can't buy devotion, you can only fight for it sort of challenge. Would probably just make the game harder, but I don't know, I might be up for it. I know a lot of people prefer the game to be more sort of, not necessarily easier, but let's say less tedious, or less, how do I say this? Okay. I really enjoy the leveling process in this game, but I know for a fact that a lot of people don't, especially a lot of the really old veterans who've been playing the game for, 5 years, have got a million hardcore level 100 characters, or maybe they don't play hardcore at all. But I know a lot of those players don't even level anymore, and they use character editors to just give themselves a level 100 character and give themselves the gear for something they want to try. And, it's a single player game, fill your boots. But for me, I enjoy this part of the game. I enjoy actually playing the leveling experience. And for me, once a character is level 100, it's kind of done. And I very quickly get bored of characters once their gear is, I wouldn't say perfect, but once it's pretty close. Like I've tried to farm up sort of more improved versions of the full set of Krieg set, and I'll get 1 or 2 runs through, and then I've had enough. So for me, leveling is the fun part, and once you get to endgame, I know for a lot of people that's where the game starts, but for me that's kind of where the game ends. So can't really remember why I started on this little rant. But anyway, that's how I feel. I know there's a few people who'll agree with me, and probably most of you won't. Probably most of you want to get to level 100 so you can start farming. But yeah, for me, that is definitely not the fun part of the game. I should also be spending these points that I'm collecting, so 1 point here, and we skipped, what's his name? Kilrian. How to forget a name twice in the same episode. We skipped Kilrian. I do need that point, so I am going to go back for him, and my vitality resist is not rubbish, so I can kill him quite easily. Does mean that I am unable to use my personal rift for a little bit, but that's fine. Ooh. That's definitely not fine. So that one little fireball just wiped out half my health bar. And it was perfectly fine because the ghoul is attached to a circuit breaker, and it just triggered and healed me back up. So that's why it's on there. Kind of get to see it in real time. definitely do enjoy watching things die from the procs on my gear. It's one of the many joys in this game. Being able to just walk through an area and have things die around you. It's good fun. Probably why I enjoy the Death Knight so much. I really should get around to farming him a better Krieg set. The one he's got at the moment is okay, but there's probably 1 to 200% additional Aether damage just not on those pieces of gear. With that said though, it took me about 3 hours to farm up the first complete set, so it's definitely something that's going to take a while. If this guy could get out of that doorway, that'd be great. Although, to be fair, I did kind of freeze him in place inside of it, so I can't really complain too much. Alright, so we're trying to dodge the projectiles he's going to be throwing at us. There's a dart that he'll shoot. The dart is the thing that's going to kill you. So generally you want to be moving sideways if you're running away from him. That dart there, you may have seen it, maybe you didn't. But the dart is the thing that's going to kill you. These the Nova and this puddle on the ground are not particularly dangerous. Let's see if I can show it. Nope. Shoot the dart. There it is, that one. That's the thing that's going to kill you, if anything. On its own, probably won't kill you, but potentially, if you're already low from standing in the puddle, or you take that Nova to the face and then get hit by the dart, that's what's going to do you in. And I've run out of mana, or energy. I think the biggest problem I'm having with him is I keep missing all of my Sky Shards. Because I'm casting them where he is and then he runs out of the way, or I'm hiding behind a pole. Alright, he's probably dead here. Yep, there he goes. Mage Storm of Alacrity, not bad. Not for us though. Hellion Greaves? Nope, fire damage. There we go. Blueprint for the Face Guard of Justice, and a bunch of other stuff that we can sell later. Alright, back to Altos here. So the last point was lightning damage and some OA. Lightning damage no good at the moment, but later on we will probably end up using a different weapon and getting the lightning damage back on Trozan, so that's good. This one is just really good. So crit damage, OA, and frostburn for the moment, and again the electrocute will probably come back into focus later. Right. Where were we up to? Smugglers Pass. Fortunately, already have the blueprint for the Mistborn Talisman, so we just need to get through this. Don't particularly need to kill anything in here at all, although I think you have to kill Voldrak to use the door to leave, so we will have to kill him. Wonder if we're going to get the totem this time. It doesn't look like it. I think it's here. Yeah, I was definitely close enough. Should have seen it. Oh well, no totem. That's fine. We do a little running around. Ooh, stayed a little bit longer than the duration of Mirror there and paid for it. Alright, down he goes. Grab the loot, and we're out of here. As far as devotions, we have 9 remaining. So we will be poking our heads into the Pine Barrens, both for the what is it, 1, 2, 2? 2, I think, devotion shrines that are in there, and also for the 4 or 5 Black Legion quests that are in there, because Black Legion is a very, very important reputation to get up, as I discussed in the previous episode. So we'll be focusing on that for a little bit. But we have to get there first. Okay, how can I help here? And we agree to do all the things for them. Alright, into the mountain deeps. There is another shrine in here. And we have to kill Icrix and find... Is it Colin we were just speaking to? Find his dead sister. Spoilers, she's dead, sorry. But there's also a treasure trove in here, which is guaranteed, and potentially a totem as well. The totem could be just here. It doesn't look like it is, though. But we did find Icrix, who you can see because of the star on the map. When you have the quest, the body will show up as a star, and Icrix is always standing right near that body. Which means if you find the star on the map, if you have the quest, then you can find him relatively easily. If you ever want to farm him for something, I strongly recommend not completing this quest, because it will aid you a lot in farming him. So for example, if you need his scale, if you're doing a lightning retaliation or even just a retaliation build in general, this is a good metal to use, and you can find him quite easily when there's a big star on the map that points you towards where he's going to spawn. Check up here for the treasure trove, is not there. Here it is. So there's a couple other locations it could be, but we're going to go past 2 of them on the way up to this shrine. This was the first treasure trove that I ever learned to farm, so I definitely remember where all the spawns are. So there's one here, there's one here, there's one over here, and then there's another one just up here. I will show you the last one, just in case you don't know where it is. But if you've been watching any number of my series, or even this one on normal, I probably pointed it out there as well. But that's fine. Happy to show it again. Let's make sure we don't stand in anything silly while we're here. Okay, that's another point for Altos. So this point is lightning damage and percent cold and lightning damage. And the next point is going to be the proc. And we have a problem. We don't have anything to put it on. Unless you can put it on the flash freeze, which we may have to do. But that's really not a good skill to have it on. Flash freeze just cannot hit bosses, so you won't be able to trigger it on the things you want to kill the most with it. The other location for the treasure trove is just here on the map. But we've already got it, so moving on. Now we are done in here, so I'm just heading towards the exit. And the next area is the farmlands south of Homestead. Prospector's Trail. This area exists more or less as a filler zone between the mountain deeps that we just came out of, the town of Homestead, which is where we're heading, and the entrance to the Pine Barrens, which is actually where we're going to be going first to drop a portal. So there is no quests at all in this zone that I'm aware of. I will be very surprised to learn that there is one, but I'm pretty sure there isn't. just go across until you find the road, come down, and then drop your portal. You probably don't need to walk south, because you're going to have to walk back up again after. So, little optimization that I screwed up, and I'll probably do it again next time as well. And I really love the procs on this. I'm seriously considering having the next 2 series just be a lightning caster and an aether caster, just so I can stack up on aether procs on one of them and lightning procs on the other one, just to watch the pretty colors. Alright, so we made it to Homestead, and first thing we need to do is clear the rift gate. Death is indeed only the beginning. Successfully managed to waste the entire duration of the mirror there. But that's fine. We got this done. Now, Dead Man's Gulch, I think, is the one I want. I'm gonna go back and tell Olgrim, and we'll tell Olgrim we found Homestead, and tell Colin here that yeah, she's dead. Sorry, bro. Alright, send all those along, and now we head to Pine Barrens. Or at least we head to the rift that we left behind, and now we head into the Pine Barrens. So 3 dynamite to get in here. Jeez, I thought it was only 2. So again, our mission in here is to find 1, the Rift Gate, 2 different devotion shrines. I think it's 2. We also need to kill Mogara, we need to kill Old Bloodbriar or Old Briarthorn, whatever his name is, and we need to kill the Gropal Tyrant in the fort. And I'm sure there's something else I've forgotten. Being as how this is where the Arcanist +1 skills amulet drops as well, we will definitely be killing the spider, both because it's a quest and also because this amulet needs upgrading. If nothing else, just for the levels. I mean, this is, it's level 52, it's not too bad, I guess. But I would definitely like to have a more up-to-date version. So with that in mind, let's go manticore hunting. Getting pretty close to 65 as well. Just checking up to the north here because there is often an ancient beast totem, ancient savage totem, there we go. But it seems it's not there today. It's probably going to be in the south in the second section. Okay, there's 65, there's the poison gland I was looking for. We will go and kill Mogara as well. I'm pretty sure there's a quest to kill her, but I just always do anyway. So, there's Mogara herself. Let's just take a step back here. Let's go ahead and keep ourselves healed up nicely. And we'll just keep throwing meteors at her. Eventually she'll die. Half dead. Doesn't count. I was watching it, and if she wasn't on the verge of death, I would have been running away at that point. Okay, 2 more points in Nightblade, 1 point in Physique. And now's the time when we have to decide if we're going to use any of this stuff. So this belt was going to give us the poison and acid resistance required to swap these pants out. And you know what? I think I will look at that at the beginning of the next episode, or potentially, pushing half an hour already, may split the Pine Barrens in 2. We'll see, we'll see. Continue on for now. Okay, first spot for the cave is not there. So let's head down the side here. Second spot for the cave is where it is today. Beautiful. Always after the first sort of 2 or 3 spots, I'm a little bit fuzzy on the last few, because you don't really use them very often, or you don't really have to check them very often. Though having said that, I think this is the first time in like 2 or 3 complete playthroughs where it's been in one of the first 2 spots. Okay, Dusk Brawler's probably rubbish. Let's swap to a more empty tab so we don't fill up the last tab. I know it's me being neurotic, but I can't stand it when my my last tab gets filled up like that. It's funny, it's like, it's one of those things where I know it's just me being sort of a little bit special, shall we say. But I'm still gonna do it every single time. Alright, standing close to this guy is actually a really bad idea because of that Nova. Alright, got through him pretty easily. Let's see if the Spider Queen is, or I guess, is she the queen? I don't know. She's a big spider anyway. Let's see if she's going to be as accommodating. I love that. You just walk away with a trail of ice spikes flying out behind you. It's such a dumb little thing, but I love it. Okay, and it seems like Angoliax is going to be quite accommodating. She did drop her MI, so we'll have a look at that once all these spiders are dead. Shields, no. Right, here we go. So, Chilled of Soul Warding. Our current one has a bit of Chaos Res and some Pierce Res. This one has a lot of health and some Aether Resistance. And what is that? Entrapment is part of the base. 3% chance of cooldown reduction on the other one. Honestly, this is not a massive difference. I will hang on to it just in case I swap all this gear over and find that I need Aether Resistance, but probably not going to bother. Alright, and there is Dawnshard Grip. Chance for a bunch of fire and elemental, so no thank you. And now we find out if we can put this on Shadow Strike. Can we put this on the Flash Freeze? We could do that. We're not going to. So this one is shredding 24, and this one is only 12. I'll put on a Shadow Strike for now. And I'll see if I can proc it just to show the proc. Pretty sure it's that that broken sword icon. I could be wrong. This is actually the first time I've used Altus in a build. I generally don't do elemental stuff. Let me see. What does it say that it actually does? Affects up to 6 targets. Skill recharge 1.3. Does main hand, stuns. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm pretty sure we didn't have that before, although we can check easily enough. Let's just put it back on no skill, and I'll Shadow Strike something and see if the broken sword still shows up. It does, okay, so it's not that. I'm curious now. Let's put it back on. I was expecting something flashy, and I didn't get flashy. That's it. That little chain lightning. Okay, cool. I don't know if that wasn't there last time, or if I just didn't notice it, but that's very noticeable now that I'm looking for it. definitely looks cool. Only affects 6 targets though, that's kinda eh. Alright, I'm gonna head out the other door, just because it's closer to where I need to go. And I think I will finish up Pine Barrens and worry about gear in the next episode. Because, what are we, 35 minutes now? I tend to aim for 45 minutes for these episodes, and if it goes over or under a little bit, it's not the end of the world. But, yeah, the target is 45, and sometimes I get close. Okay, another devotion point. Now, I'm going to leave this until next episode because, quite frankly, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I've got, what, 6 points, which is 1 point more, or 1 point less than I would need, or more than I would need to get this, which means I need to get 3 purples with 1 point. So, I don't think we're getting Leviathan. Maybe I can juggle some points and figure it out, but I don't think it's going to happen. However, I don't really... how do you sell stuff in this game? Right click. I don't want to sit there and and ah about it while I'm recording. And I definitely want to get Pine Barrens done today. Right. That'll do. I can bank stuff later. So, what do we have left? We just have the inside of the Tyrant's hold to go. If this was ultimate, I would definitely recommend heading through the docks and repairing the bridge, just so you can farm the Celestial Totem later. Being as it's elite though, don't bother. There is treasure trove in this outside section here. I think there's one spot it could be is here. Another spot is, I think, in this parapet here. I'm not going to go hunting for it. If you wish to find it, I promise you it's there. You've just got to go figure out which spot it's in. Like I said, I'm not going to bother for one treasure trove. This section here, or actually in the next section after we go up the stairs, these stairs, there is a guaranteed dynamite spawn. It is also, I mean, it's not guaranteed to be a pain in the butt to get to it, but it definitely ends up being that way an awful lot. I find that a lot of the time you'll run up here, you'll see it. Oh, it's actually really easy this time. Usually this is blocked off. So, free dynamite. Well, free. Had to run halfway through a dungeon to get it. And why am I missing 500 hit points? I swear I had 800 not too long ago. I don't think I changed anything. No. A conundrum for another time. That Altos proc does also give us a good reason to be keeping lightning damage, because it is lightning damage. Any lightning damage increases we have will help with it. Now, I didn't deliberately do it this time, but this area does spawn witch doctors, or shaman, whatever you want to call them, or whatever they're actually called, I should say. And you definitely want to target them down before you try and kill the boss, because there's nothing worse than blowing through all your cooldowns, getting the boss down to like 10%, and then having one of those little buggers heal him back up to full health. So whenever you see a healer, and they usually have a yellow glow, whenever you see one, just kill them. Alright, so Black Legion turn-in. This is a good place if you have XP pots to be using one. If you happen to have the Explorers set, this would be a good place to swap it in because you're doing a lot of turn-ins all at once. I'm not going to bother, but you definitely can. I did use the Explorers set in one of the previous playthroughs, 2 of them I think, and it very quickly becomes quite annoying. Okay, what are you doing out here? Need any help? Yep. Glad I could help. I want to do my part. I've already done it. Yep, already killed everything. Give me XP. Alright, Elemental Storm rank 14. Very nice. And with that, we'll head on into Homestead. And we got a bunch of people to talk to. Isaiah Redden here. I'm going to try to remember to talk to every time I come to town and just buy his potions. I also like to check for medals, or actually for rare jewelry in general here. That's no good, to put it bluntly. Alright, and let's go ahead and sell this stuff. Okay, what else have we got to do? Report to Mornay. What's the problem? Yes, I'll do that for you, no problems. No problems at all. Go talk to Olgrim. Giant's Blood level 10, very nice. We're about to hit 66 as well. There it is. 2 points in Nightblade, 1 point in Physique. We are very close now to having the stats required. I think one more should do it. We'll see how we look after our gear swap. Okay, let's go back to Devil's Crossing, talk to Mornay. We also have to talk to Minova outside of the Arkovian Undercity. We basically have a lot of people to talk to. Okay, yep, Darius is dead. I don't think we need to talk to, what's his name, old mate down here, Barnabas. I don't think we actually get any XP. No, okay. Douglas and Homestead will basically tell us no. That's current, that's current. Minova is going to be Broken Hills. Broken Hills and run backwards. Here we go. So there's our one additional attribute point. So assuming we don't lose huge amounts of physique by swapping our gear around, we're done there. Emissary, I don't care. And then we have the Rovers stuff to turn in as well. So, talk to Quaid. What did you have in mind? I've already killed Moneybags, you're welcome. Found some texts you might like, thank you for the XP. I'm not going to do Mugdrogan's Shrine. Actually, how's our Rovers rep? Almost done. And killing Arkovian Undead. Yeah, we'll get revered very early on into Ultimate, if not before. Black Legion is now honored, so before I do absolutely anything else at all, I'm going to go and buy the writ. Then we have to go back to the other rover camp and turn in those quests. But for now, Black Legion, these recipes are anything we want. Legion Wasteguard. See, now this presents a conundrum, because +1 to Nightblade is actually something that is good for this build, although +1 to Arcanist is better, but this belt has a cold proc on it. And it's a very good cold proc. So I'm going to buy the recipe, and I'm not sure if I'm going to use it or not. I don't think these are particularly amazing. No. We do have access to weapon augments now, well, specifically from the Black Legion, but none of them are good. I think the weapon augments I want are actually from the Outcast, and after I spent all that time last episode bagging her out and saying how useless she was and how annoyed I was that she was tanking my Black Legion reputation with her silly quest, I definitely do want to get my hands on a couple of her augments. Yeah, my health is up to 8,500 now, so what was going on? Anyway, back to the first Arkovian foothills, and we'll go talk to these guys over here. They each have a quest, so Greven here, we're going to give them their talisman back, and he wants to give us another bag, but we're already full. No, we weren't. That is our last bag, though. So let's go and toss those all in there, even though I'm pretty sure I'm going to be wearing all of those not too long from now. Alright, what have we got left? Calderas can wait, and all the rest is current, or, I mean, Douglas is just going to tell us no. Okay, I am going to cut the episode here, so thank you all very much for watching, and like I said, this will continue being a regular, we're back on regular programming, I guess. The Path of Exile binge is over, and thank you for not complaining while I did that. But yeah, Grim Dawn will be back, and I'll probably fill in the day in between with Baldur's Gate 3 or something else. But all of the current series will now resume, and yeah, we'll be back to normal. So again, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and goodbye for now.